The reason it's called quadratic is because this term, we have x squared term. And now quad means four. So, but the the order of the function is only two. So the reason for that is when you're looking x squared, think in terms of geometry, you got the area for this square is, let's say each side is x, then it will be x squared, the area. But it had four sides. So that's where quad come from. So this is called the standard form. And when we're dealing with quadratic functions, and if you want to graph it, we can, it will be either like this or like this. And no matter what, we have a point called vertex. Now, in this case, the vertex is the lowest point. On this case, the vertex is the highest point. Now, there is a form called the vertex form, which is here, which has that point in our function. So if you see something like this, then the vertex will be h comma k. So it's right there. So if you see something in this form, you will know the vertex just from the function itself. But if we only see the standard form, then we don't know. We have to convert to this form. And now, after we work out the algebra, we'll find that we actually can calculate our vertex if we know the standard form. That means if we know A, B, and C, then we can work out H, which is the x coordinate of the vertex form, and work out K, which is the y coordinate of the vertex form. Good? Okay. Now, using the actually pretty straightforward. It's just using the formula. Like for example, if we want to do the first one, now we A is 1, B is 2, then C is 3. So now H then will be minus B over 2A, then B is 2, and A is 1. So that gives us -1. And our K then will be 4AC, 4, A is 1, our C is 3, minus B squared is 2 squared. And we got 4A, 4 times 1, and that gives us 4. And 4 times 3 is 12, minus 4, that gives us 8 over 4, and that's 2, which means our vertex point is at -1 and 2. So if you want to graph this one, this is something we'll see. This is, well, if you want to do on XY coordinate, -1 and 2, -1 here, 2 will be here. So it will be a graph like this, like that. Yep, we good here? Now, Elsa, you said you have a question. What's your question here?
It's more like I couldn't understand it, especially equation number 2.
Okay,
Something's not adding up for
okay.
me.
So on this one, we know our A is 2, right? B is -5, and C is -7. So the sign got to be careful. So we got H is minus A over 2B minus B over 2A, and that is minus -5 and 2 times 2. So negative times negative positive, so it's 5 over 4. So that's our H.
Mhm.
Are we good on that?
Yeah, number K is where I was getting
Okay,
confused.
now K, we got 4AC, A is 2, C is -7, and B is -5, but -5 squared is just positive. And then we got 4 and 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes a lot more sense.
right. So 2 times 4 is 8, 8 times 7 56 minus 56 minus 25 over 8. 56, 25, 1. That's 81. So that give us negative 81 over 8.
That's what I got, but I'm also curious about number H. I just realized I marked that as negative 5 over 4. How did we get to the positive
Which one?
on the H?
H?
Because it was negative 5 over 4. So
Right.
how did we get
There's
the
a
positive?
there's a negative in front that you see the formula. It's H minus B over 2A, right? But our B is negative, so it's a negative. There's another negative 5 and over 2. Good.
So the negatives cancel out each other?
So negative times negative is positive, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
positive.
Thank you.
Come back then. Okay. Any other question on this? No? Yeah. Well, I have you actually, since we're here, um, have you work, just maybe do 2 problems here and see what you got, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do number 3 and see what you get. And you just type on the chat. So when you type on chat, just using this symbol. So you don't have to say H equal to K equal to. If you use this parenthesis and comma separate. So this is always X coordinate. This is always Y coordinate.
So I forget what does the H and the K represent?
H is the X coordinate of the vertex point.
Okay.
And K
And then
is
the K.
Y coordinate of the vertex point.
Okay.
So when you have vertex point, yeah, you got X and Y coordinate, you know from that.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest. I forgot how to solve for it, so I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, just using the formula. So we have that there.
Okay.
Yeah, do you see
So
the formula? Yeah, you can see here. In this case, our A is -3,
Mhm.
B is 2, then our C is 4. So we're basically just using that.
Oh, we're doing number 3. Oh, that makes sense. I remember it was super easy once you understood the formula. I just trying to remember. Okay, so H. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, good job, Tammy.
So just double checking, is it 4 times, would it be 4? Okay, so for finding K, would it be 4 times A, then 4 times C, and then you add those two sums together, and you subtract it by B times 2?
You do 4 times A. In this case, is -3. then times C is 4, and then minus B squared, which is 2 squared. Good. That's your top. The bottom is 4 times A, which 4 times -3.
Okay.
Make sense?
I think so.
Yeah. So basically, we just plug in number. We have the formula. We just using the formula. So we just can replace a letter with a number.
E squared. So 2 squared. That's 4.
Yeah. Make sure you can simplify and make sure the sign is correct.
That's probably where I'm going to mess up, but we'll just submit it, see what happens.
Mhm. That's all right. Yeah. That's how we learn. Yeah.
I probably did it incorrectly. I just redid it in my head.
You did the H correctly, but not K.
Okay.
And also
Okay.
H, you can further simplify that.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah, I have H down, but I am struggling with K.
Mm.
Okay. So -3 times 4, that's 12.
Mhm.
4 plus 4, -4.
Yeah, on
Do you
K,
add -3 and 4 together and then you subtract?
add -4. No, those three are multiplying, right? This is our 4AC,
So that,
4 times A times C. And this term is minus B.
oh, right. Yeah,
And the
I knew
bottom,
that.
4 times A. Get
4 times,
Okay.
right. So 4 times -3, that'd be what? -12 times 4
right.
would be 48. -48
Up to 48. Very good. Then -4.
-4. That'd be 44 over what? And then 4 times A. That's 4 times -3 is 12. So that'd be -44 over -12, right?
Negative 50 52.
Oh, yeah. Because a negative minus a negative, that's okay. Yeah, now I'm done. I'm sorry.
And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, that's basically like in real life, most time what you're doing just using the formula. And
Right, yeah, I knew that.
the formula is basically just make sure that the how you plug in the value and also the signs. So sometimes the sign will kind of causing a problem.
Yeah, sorry. I lost my pen, it seems, so I'm just trying to do this in my head. It's making sense now. I understand.
Okay. Uh, well, I'll show you how to find H. Okay. We know H is minus B over 2A. We got minus here, but B is 2 and A is -3. So now what we got here, let me see, make sure -3, B is 2, C is 4, okay. And now we can see that 2 and 2 cancel, but we got negative here and negative there. So negative divided by negative is positive. So we got 1/3. So that's our H. Yeah. Are we all good on this one?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes it's easy to make a mistake on the sign. Okay, on K, we know it's 4AC, 4 and A is -3, C is 4. Then minus B squared, B is 2, and 2 squared. And under is 4 and -3. Yeah, are we good here?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so 4 times -3 is -12. -12 times 4 is -48. So we got -48 minus 2 squared is 4. Then bottom is -12. Then we got -52 over -12. Negative divided by negative is positive. So 42 over 12. Then we can simplify this. So basically, we can divide by 2 on top and bottom. So we got 26 over 6. Then we divide by 2 on top and bottom. We got 13 over 3. So that's our K. Yeah, are we good here on the K?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's do number 4, okay?
Perfect. So A is that, and that.
Yeah. So on this one, we know A is -4, B is -3, and C is -5. Yeah. Make sure the sign, okay? Yeah, the sign can easily trip you up.
Okay. Four times -4. That would be -16. -16. -5. That'd be -80. H is not correct.
So for K, without simplifying it, I ended up with 394 over 8. That doesn't seem right.
Nope. No, it's not right.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
B is -3, so that would be negative. A is -4. 2 times -4, that would be
Yep, good job, Henry.
-8. Right. Could you explain what I did wrong on
The sign.
H? Yeah, the sign. Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, let's look at the H. H is minus B over 4, sorry, 2A. So minus here, B is -3 and 2 times -4. Now you can see how many negatives, 1, 2, 3. So this negative, that makes that positive, then positive,
Oh,
so -3A.
right. That makes sense.
Okay, so that's what we got for H. Now we're looking at our K.
Yeah, did I get K correct?
Yeah, you got K correct.
Perfect.
K is 4AC, we got 4. Our A is -4, C is -5, minus -3 squared. On the bottom is 4 and 8, that's -4. So the top we got here, negative, negative, positive. This give us 20. 20 times 4, 80. 80 minus 9. And bottom is -16. So the top is 71 and bottom is -16. So we got that, which is minus 71 over 16. Now, 71 is a prime number, so we cannot further simplifying it. And so that's the end of it. Good?
Okay, I think I understand now. Yeah.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Yeah.
You said I got H incorrect, which I wrote it down as 3/8,
Right.
and then you wrote it out as
It should
the
be
answers.
-3/8.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's an easy problem to make a
Thank
mistake.
you.
Okay, well, let's just do number 5, okay? So we can get our homework done together. Okay, number 5, and see what you got.
A is 3. B is 7. B is -7. So it's 3. If it was 3, that would be 6. Is equal to or so 8. That would be 3 times 6. That would be
Good job, Henry.
-7 squared. So -7 squared plus 49. 30.
Okay.
Times 1, 3, that would be 12. I may have done this wrong. I did it in my head.
Yeah, make sure like when you do 4ac minus b squared.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now sometimes you add, sometimes subtract and see what is the case here.
Okay, so I'm just kind of gonna walk you through what I did.
Good
So 8, what?
Good kid.
A
Yep.
times C, so that would be 3 times 6, right? 3 times 6 is 18. And 18 times 4, that's what, 72?
Right.
And 72 minus, so negative b squared, right? Well, so, or that's minus, so 7 squared is 49. So negative 49 plus a negative, that's a positive, right? So it would be,
Nope, that's a subtraction.
because we have to subtract a negative number.
Well, because negative 7 squared is still a positive number.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Okay. No, I see my mistake.
All right. So let's see what h is. H is negative b over 2a. Then we got minus. B is negative 7. And a is 3. So negative times negative is positive. So 7 over 6. So the sign is very important. So we got,
Okay.
and the k, 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Yeah, and we got here is 4. Our a is 3. Our c is 6 minus negative 7 squared over 4a. A is 3. So the bottom, we got 12. Now 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. We still have minus, and this is 49. So what we got here is 23 over 12. So our k is 23 over 12. So the vertex point is this. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not add, it's subtraction. Okay. So 72 minus 49. We got that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are we good on
It's
this one?
23 over 2.
Are we all good? Okay. Uh,
I see what I did wrong.
okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's what we learned by to see something wrong and be able to see where it went wrong and make correction. Good, Elsa? Okay, are we all good? Very good. Are we all good? Okay. So now we actually move on to a new, something new here is we're still talking about quadratic functions, and we know it has either this way or that way. And we know how to find the vertex point. So now, when we have this graph, let's say in XY coordinate, we have some scenarios. Well, the graph could be here. And in this case, we have a y-intercept. Or it could be go something like this. Now, we have, well, of course, have vertex point. We have vertex point, we have y-intercept, and we also something called x-intercept. And we could have scenarios going the other way around. We could have something go like here. Now, we have the vertex point, and we always have a y-intercept because this line eventually will go intercept the y. It just take longer, maybe go down further down. But in this case, you can see that this case has no x-intercept. Similarly, for this case, this one has no x-intercept, but have y-intercept. Okay, finding the x-y-intercept is important when we're dealing with any function. So in this case, y-intercept is easy because we know our form is y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if we at y-intercept point, we know our x is always 0, so therefore y will be c. So this point is actually our y-intercept. If you want to write as the xy coordinate, will be 0, comma c. So that's our y-intercept. Good?
Good.
Now, finding the x-intercept is kind of tricky because at the x-intercept, y is 0. So we got something like this. See, now this is something we have learned before. This is called quadratic equation. For example, 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0. That's quadratic equation. And we learned before how to solve this equation and find the solution for this equation. But in terms of quadratic function, that solution is basically just our x intercept point. Good? Okay, so that's something we're going to learn today is the a formula called quadratic formula. Quadratic formula help us to find the x intercept point. Okay, so we know that at the x-intercept point, our y is 0, so we got something like this. We got this equation. Now, in this case, x is no longer a variable. X is unknown. X just either this point or that point, just unknown value. But they does not change. Has to be certain value to make this is true. This is different from y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. This function form, x could be any value. That's why x called independent variable, y is dependent. Y depends on x value. But once we fix the y, then x has to be fixed. So now this x, even we use the same letter, this is actually unknown. The value does not change. Does that make sense? Because this can be a very confusing point. We basically use the same letter to mean different things. When we write as a function form, then this x value, it can take any value. But once we got once the y value got fixed, then x value is also fixed. We can look at a simple, this one, linear equation. In here, this is a variable, this is a variable. Now, x can take any value, but once we have a fixed x value, then y is fixed. But if we write in this form, 0 equals to 2x plus 3, then this x value is fixed. Has to be a fixed value to make this true. And so in this case, that becomes something called unknown. and top here is a variable. Good. Same letter means different things under the context is different. This is in the context of function. This is in the context of equation. So are we good here? Okay, because that's the difference that makes a lot make quite a difference. How to say either a variable or unknown, that makes a big difference. If it's variable, we can take pretty much different, they can take different values. And in this case, this is x for this function, that's a linear function. So x can take things from negative infinity to positive infinity. Same thing here, negative infinity, positive infinity. But once we fixed it, then in this case, it can only have one value. And in this case, we could have two, like in this two, or we could have this case touch like that. We only have one value. Or we could have something like here. In this case, we don't have, we call that, we don't have a real solution because there's no x-intercept.
Mhm.
Okay. Make sense? All right. So now we're going to looking at how we're going to find the x coordinate based on this x squared plus bx plus c with this standard form. Okay, add x coordinate, this y0, we got this, and plus c. Now this actually is not that easy to solve. This is something we're going to use complete square. We can use that to solve. But now we have a different form because we know this is also equals to a x minus h squared plus k. Now, this form is a lot easier to solve. So let's look. We got a x minus h squared plus k, that equals to 0, right? So now we have to move h over, and which is minus k, sorry, k over that. And we got a x minus h squared equal to minus k. And then we can divide by a on both sides. So we got x minus h squared equal to minus k over a. Now, if this is square, if we square on, if we take square root on both sides, then x minus h will be equal to a square root of that. But we could have positive, negative. So we write as positive and negative. Yeah. So are we okay from this point to this point? Any question there? Or any step along the way? Okay.
I looked down for 1 minute, and now that I look up, I don't understand what's going on, to be honest.
Okay, we start from here, this form. So, but we know for x-intercept, y is 0, right? Are we good
Mhm.
on this one? Because the x-intercept, what is the function or the curve intersect x-axis. At x-axis, y coordinate is 0. So we got here. So from here to here, we good?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so basically we're saying this is a function, but if we want to find the x-intercept of the function and x-axis, so basically x-intercept is the intercept of the function, which is function, and the x-axis. But on the x-axis, we know y is 0, so therefore we got this equation. Yeah, we good? since we need to find the x, that means everything has to move to the right. So how do we move k to the right? Well, minus k, right? You can see that.
Yeah.
That's basically what we do when we do algebra. We just, the essence of algebra just move terms from one side of the equation, the equal sign to the other side.
That makes sense. Yeah.
We can either add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's all we have. Okay, so in this case, to move k over, minus k, and then we have to move a over, that's by dividing by a, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we got this point. Now we got this square equal to that. So here's the tricky part. For example, x squared equals to 4. Now what is our x value?
If x squared is equal to 4, then that means that x would be equal to 2.
Or
Or negative 2.
negative,
Negative 2.
because negative 2 squared is also 4. Good?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tricky part. When we take square root, we actually get two values, plus minus. So that's why we got here, plus minus. In here, we can write x is equal to plus minus 2. So plus minus, just shorthand, it means that is 2 or negative 2. Okay? We just save time, put them together. Yep. So that's why when we square root on both sides, we got plus minus on this side. Yep, we good here? Okay, now getting to the point, very important, because now to find our kx, we just need to move h over. Well, this is a subtraction on the left-hand side, we just add h. Then our x is h plus minus that. Good? Okay, so, but that's, we haven't not done yet. Now, if we know a function in the vertex form, we can easily find our x-intercept point just using this formula. For example, if we say y is 3x minus 2 squared plus 1, and, well, let's say make that a bit easy, minus 3 or minus 4. Good. Now in this case, then our h will be equal to 2, right? That's our h, our that plus minus negative 4. So minus negative 4 over 3. Then we got 2 plus minus 4 over 3. Good. Yeah, that's when we know the vertex form. What happens if we don't? If we only know the standard form? Now that's where the vertex formula come into the picture. Is we know our x-coordinate, x-intercept point is this, h plus minus negative k over a. Okay, now we're going to plug in our h and k. So our h we know is minus b over 2a and plus minus, and our k is 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So therefore, minus k will be equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4a, right? Yeah, are we okay on this one?
Minus k is equal to. Okay, so that's just showing us how to solve k. That makes sense.
We know this formula here, right?
Okay.
That's quadratic vertex formula. So from that, if k is equal to that, then minus k has to be equal to this, right?
Yes.
We just shift out. So minus k over a, basically we can write as minus k times 1 over a, right? Yeah, are we good here? Okay. Yeah, make sure every step you understand, because once you understand this, algebra actually pretty easy. Okay, now we know negative k is b squared minus 4ac over 4a, but times 1 over a. So now we got minus b over 2a plus minus, and you probably are familiar with this, over 4a squared. And
Mhm.
of course, we can rewrite this. It's getting to the famous quadratic formula. So that equals to minus b over 2a plus minus, on this side is b squared minus 4ac. On the bottom is 4a squared. Okay,
Ah,
and that minus b over 2a and plus minus, and then we can take square root of that, is b squared minus 4ac, and we got 2, and we got actually absolute value of b. Good, because for a squared, this is always greater than or equal to 0. It doesn't matter what a is. So if a is positive, then that's fine. We're just equal to 2a. But if a is negative, say a is negative 2, then the square root of 4 times negative 2 squared, that's still 2 times 2, right? Yeah, are we good on this one? From the square root of 4a squared is equal to 2 times absolute value of a. Yeah. Any question on that? We're good. Okay. So, but since this part is positive, if we replace with a, all we need to do is just change the sign. So therefore,
mhm.
we can rewrite this as b over 2a plus minus, because still have plus minus here, and b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And now, and that's, if you write this from that. So if you know how to derive this, that basically, you're good with algebra. I mean, algebra,
Okay.
how to manipulate symbols. Okay, now we know our x then is equal to minus b over 2a plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now we have the same denominator, then we can put them together. Minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac. Good.
Okay.
So that is how we got this famous formula, the quadratic formula.
Interesting.
Good. Yeah. So if you know how to derive this, you really don't have to make any. You don't have to make much effort to memorize this. You will just remember because you know how to derive it. So now
Okay.
use that. Well, if we have something like, say, x squared plus 3x minus 4 equal to 0. Good.
Mhm.
So basically, we're finding the x-intercept point for this function. And in this case, our a is 1, b is 3, c is -4. So our x is, normally you can see that some people write that as x1 comma 2 because we got two solutions. Or you can just use x, as long as you know that we actually means there's plus minus term. So we got minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we got minus b here is 3 plus minus, and 3 squared minus 4. A is 1, c is -4, then over 2a is 1. So we got -3 plus minus 9 squared minus minus is a positive, so 16 and 2. And we got -3 plus that. Now 9, sorry, 3 squared is 9, not 9 squared. 9 plus 16 is 25, got 2. Now 25 squared is 5, so we ends up, we got -3 plus minus 5 plus 2. Now in this case, we can further work it out. We could have -3 minus 5 over 2. That gave us -8 over 2, so -4. Or we can have -3 plus 5, because there's got plus minus here. And that is 2 over 2 give us 1. So we got two solutions, -4 and 1. Good?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
that's
don't know that I'm going to remember all this, but it makes somewhat some sense.
very good, very good. So that's always, as long as we're making progress, it'll be fine.
You
But
can look at my notes, Asher.
yeah, basically it's this, we have this quadratic function, we're just using it, right? Now, if we want to find to solve any quadratic equation in the past, remember you can either use factoring or use complete square, and now you have a formula. If you don't want to bother with any other method, we just use formula. It takes sometimes take a longer time, and sometimes this is the only way you can do it. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to be looking at a situation, say for a different function, x squared plus 4x minus 1. Now in this case, you cannot factoring it. So how we solve this? So basically, we're trying to solve this equation, x squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0. And so we got is our A is 1, our B is 4, our C is -1. And so our solution is minus B is 4, minus 4 plus minus B squared is 4 squared, minus 4AC, our A is 1, C is -1, and 2 times 1, because our A is 1. So we got -4 plus minus 4 squared 16, then plus negative 4. We got 2. So I want to write up here, x then equals 2, minus 4 plus minus, we got 20 over 2. Now 20 we can write as 4 times 5. That makes into square root 4 times square root 5. Now square root 4 is 2. So we can write this as -4 plus minus 2 and square root of 5. And that's 2. So now we can simplify it, because 4 and 2 has a factor of 2, and the denominator also have a 2. So we can simplify that to -2 plus minus square root 5. Now, in this case, this is a square root 5 is a rational number. So that's why we cannot do any factoring on here. So now we got this our answer. Yep. Are we good on this one? Okay. All right.
I hope you're not going to quiz me right now because I am lost.
Well, we just need to do some practice. Good.
Sounds
So
good.
it's come
I
down.
have notes.
Huh?
I have notes you can use after. I took down everything, so.
Oh, okay. And there will be a recording on this one. If you're not sure, you can go back and when you do a recording, you can fast forward or you can rewind. So
That'll be, very helpful.
yeah. But the key is to understand the concept is the reason we need the quadratic formula is we want to find the x intercept point for the quadratic function, right? Quadratic function, in terms of graph, is actually called parabola. So when we know how to find the vertex point by using the vertex formula. And now we learn how to find the x-intercept point by using the quadratic formula. So when we study the quadratic function, that's just those two formulas that we use to help us to understand the function. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye.
Adios.
Adios.